Hi everyone and welcome back to the series the DSA Multiverse. Here we learn about the data structure and algorithm as well as the problem solving. So this is nothing but an announcement video where we see some of the questions, common questions asking by the students. So let's see. The very first question is DSA for you? If you're preparing for coding interviews, mastering on data structure and algorithm is crucial. Most companies use DSA to test your problem solving skill, not how you Google. So learning DSA will boost your chance of landing a good job. Now the second question is why to learn DSA? Data structure and algorithm. The first one is essential for efficient problem solving. So you know that data structure are method to organize and store the data, and while algorithm are a step to process the data. Now, see, choosing the right data structure can make your program run faster and use the less memory because our main motive is to take the less time, also the less memory. We need to consume here the memory. So some problems are too complicated to solve without the right tools. So this data structure actually help you to solving these questions and provide them some essential tool to tackle them effectively. This is the most important of use here to learning here the DSM. Now the second one is crucial for job interview at top tech company. I'm talking about the Googles or Amazons or the Facebooks. So there are many companies are heavily focusing on the DSA, directed algorithms. So during the interview, so this company will work with huge amount of data and need solutions that work efficiently on the large scales. So that's why this is crucial for the job interview, as well as an efficient algorithm can save a company a lot of times and money from the reducing the cost of competitions. See, Google is basically using here an algorithm called the page rank. It's using here algorithm called the page ranks. So using this one, this algorithm, they're actually ranking the page in the search engines. I'm talking about the Googles, right? Then after that, the third question is about the improves your coding skills. So learning data structure and algorithm enhance your overall programming abilities. The first one is actually you will be able to write code that is cleaner, more efficient, and easier to maintain. So understanding how you code or work at a fundamental level make it easier to find and fix the error. That's why you need to learn the DSA. And the fourth one is solving some real world problems. The concept you learn are not just for the computer, but they can help you to solve the everyday issue. Let's say you are improve your ability to think logicals and the problem solving methodology. So from the planning to best route and organize your daily tasks. Let's say I'm going to solving the two questions daily. So you can when you're actually solving this kind of DSA question, it will actually help you to solving a real world problem as well. So that skill is basically widely applicable. Now, this is the most important one. The number five, as well as the more popular, which one is competitive edge in programming contest. So if you are not in competitive programming, mastering DSA, if you are in the competitive programming, so DSA master is really important. So many contests basically focusing on the algorithm problem solving, that you can see algorithm based problem solving. So also give it here some kind of time constant. So time constant, so those types of things, actually using here the efficient data structures tools, right? So it will help you to strong your DSA, can give you an advantage over the competitions, okay? Because in here, time constraint is very important. And now the number six is about the adapting to new technologies. So a solid foundation is DSA, make it easier to pick a new programming language. Let's say one new program is coming, let's say Julia. So if you have the knowledge about the DSA, if you know that how the syntax look like and how the logic is building, so you can easily adapt it to the new technology. So the principle of data structure and algorithm is apply across the different language. Okay, you can use it in Python, you can use it in Java, you can use it in JavaScript, or you can use it in C++. So it actually help you to adapt quickly in fast changing the tech industry. Right now, it's now the era of AI, right? Now, the seventh one is basically enhance your decision making skills. So it will actually help you understanding the concept that allow you to make better decisions in programmings. So you know that who is data structures and algorithm are best for the given problems, and as well as it's lead to solutions that save time and resource both in code and in real life solutions. Okay, now this is all about why to learn the data structure and algorithms. Okay, थोड़ा बहुत बक बक कर लिया लेकिन it's very important. Then let's see why are data structures and algorithm basically used. People स्टूडेंट बोलते हैं भाई क्यों सीखो इसको, हमारे पास एआई है, हमारे पास तो डेटा साइंस है, हमारे पास मशीन लर्निंग है, इसको क्यों सीखे हम, इसके मदद से तो हम कुछ भी नहीं बना सकते। लेकिन हाँ, क्यों सीखे वो तो जानना जरूरी है ना। तो देखते हैं हम why are actually the data structure and algorithm actually used. So let's see the application of DSM. It's fundamental, it's almost in every area of software development. See, software development, if you are wanting to become a good software engineer, you should have the knowledge of the DSM. That's not only from my point of view. The people who are a real software engineer or maybe work on Google's or Facebook, I'm not working at Google or Facebook's, but I know the concepts, right? So see, the first application is about the operating system. I mean talking about the Windows, the Mac, or the Linux. So for managing hardware resources and running applications smoothly, you can using the data structure and algorithms. Okay, then database systems. Okay, I'm talking about the MySQLs or the PostgreSQL. Okay, so using this database, you can store, retrieve, and manage the data efficiently. How you can using this data structure and algorithms. Then the web application that you can see, the web applications. So for handling the user request and the data processing, let's say you are sending a request by the API. Let's say you're creating here a Flux API and you're trying to sending a request. So you can also use the DSA technique on here in it's in the backend, right? Then the machine learning to process the large data sets and train the model. See, I get a comment in my YouTube comment box. So, sir, machine learning पे कहाँ DSA यूज होता है भाई? देखो, वो बंदा लोग क्या करते हैं ना, एक्चुअली सीधा स्केलान से कोड निकाल के, आई मीन लाइब्रेरी को निकाल के यूज कर देते हैं। लेट्स से फ्रॉम स्केलान डॉट linear model we import here the linear equations, from the scalan dot ensemble we import here the random first. Not like that. See, when you learn about the basics of machine learnings, so you also see that the model is basically built, it's also built in the technique of the DSM. So if you see the decision tree, if you just break it down, if you just break the random forest, you can also see the main things about the DSM, because DSM is nothing but the logical things, the mathematical things. So in machine learning, the DSM is also important to process the large data sets. Okay, and also to train the model. We can actually creating here and gradient descent from SKS without using any kind of library, but no one will do that. They actually directly use the scalars, they use the pandas, they use the numpy, not like that. But if you're a good software engineers, if you're a good developer, try to learn it from scratch. Now the video games, for game logics, the graphic rendering, you can see graphics rendering, I am talking about the Unity. So it's basically using the C++ and the real-time users. Okay, it's a real-time user interactions. So in video games, it's maybe the problem of the collisions. So you can also do some game logics. Let's say if I press the enter, the game will start it. If I press 4, it will go up. If I press 6, it will go down. So for the video games logic, you need to remove the collisions. You should have the knowledge about the DSM. And now the cryptography, so to secure the data through the complex encryptions and the algorithms, we actually basically using the DSM. Now the data analysis for sorting and interpreting the large amount of informations. See, when we basically do the data analysis, we just using the pandas or numpy library, but we don't know that what is behind the scenes. So when we basically sorting the data, so we basically using the sorting algorithms, okay, in the behind. Then interpreting large amount of informations, we can basically using here this DSM. Now the search is to crawl the website and deliver the relevant search query result quickly. And you know that the Google using the page rank algorithm, that you can see page rank algorithms. So it's also used in the search engines. Then social network, so platform like Facebook use the data structure to model connections between friends. Let's say if you are using Facebook, so you see that the mutual connections is give you the recommendation that this person is mutual to this person's. So how basically they do that, they actually do it using the DSM. Then navigation systems, I'm talking about the Google's map. So GPS use an algorithm to find the shortest path from the one location to another. Let's say if I were to go from, let's say, Kolkata, let's say Barasat to, let's say, the Kolkata New Town. So maybe there should be multiple paths. We can go from this path, or if I go from this path, let's maybe it maybe have the traffic jams. So what it can basically do, it can just finding the shortest path, and our Google's map is easily give you this kind of direction. Let's say if I go this direction, maybe taking the 1 hour. If I take follow here this direction, it may be taking the 45 hours, 45 minutes. Sorry. So obviously we follow here the shortest path, right? So in the meantime, they're actually using the shortest path algorithm, like directional algorithms. Okay. Then the e-commerce. So online shopping site is basically use the algorithm for product recommendation. You can see product recommendation, and you're already creating here a recommend system using Python, right? If you don't check it out, you can go and check out on here. So uses here algorithm for product recommendations using here the cosine similarity. Okay, we basically using here the cosine similarity, and also you can using here the user matrix, okay, for user behavior and preferences. So by default DSA is also used, okay, because see that most of the time is student actually using the built-in library. So that is the main problem, they don't know that why are the DSA actually used, okay. But if you back down the code, you see in each and every line you see the DSA, okay. So this is that higher our data structure and algorithm are used. बहुत बक बक कर लिया, लेकिन ये बहुत जरूरी था actually. Now let's see what we are going to actually covering in this series. Okay, it said the AI e-commerce chatbot. I forget to actually rename this name. So this is the DSA Multiverse. Okay, पिछले वीडियो का जो है ना टाइटल वो इधर पे रह गया. ओके कोई बात नहीं, नो प्रॉब्लम्स. जस्ट हिट अ लाइक बटन एंड कमेंट बिलो. ओके कमेंट बहुत जरूरी है, नहीं तो यूट्यूब का जो क्या है ना एल्गोरिथम है ना वो पहचानता नहीं कैसे कैसे होता है एक्चुअली. नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट आर द कॉन्सेप्ट वी आर गोइंग टू आई मीन व्हाट आर द एल्गोरिथम दैट यू आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व एंड व्हाट आर आवर मोटिव. So we are basically solving the problems from the NeetCode 250 or NeetCode all, but we try to solving at least 250 questions. Okay. So this is the topic. You can see array and hashings, the two pointer, the sliding window, stack, binary source, linked list, tree, heap, or you can say periodic queue, the backtracking, the most important one, tries, the graphs, most important one. बहुत बहुत question आते हैं इंटरव्यू में. Advanced graphs, 1D dynamic programming, 2D dynamic programming, the greedy, intervals, math and geometry, and the bit manipulations. Okay, so we basically solving the problem from the NEET code, and as well as we're going to solving, I mean, we are going to following here this tabard add to jet D as a course. He also a good persons. We are trying to solving this problem from here. Even though I learned a lot of things from him, as well as the love babbar baya. हाँ दिल से मानता हूँ भाई, लेकिन मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा उनसे. So we are also trying to following those playlist. I mean, following this not playlist, following this actually the course material from it. I mean the sheet. And as well as we're going to using the LeetCode. This is my LeetCode account. बहुत बहुत पहले से मैंने 2023 पे बहुत सारी सबमिशन किया था. 4 मंथ पहले ही मैंने भी एक सबमिशन किया था, लेकिन बहुत दिन से मैंने प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व नहीं किया. लेकिन सॉल्व किया हूँ क्योंकि इधर पे मैंने अपलोड नहीं किया, क्योंकि मेरा और दूसरा भी अकाउंट है, तो मेरा पुराना अकाउंट है, लेकिन अच्छा है, कोई बात नहीं. सो वी आर गोइंग टू यूजिंग द LeetCode, and then we also using the coding ninjas, okay, for basically upload, see the problems or upload it. Okay, so this is all about from my side, and from the very first video we actually start from the binary search because it's important. इंटरव्यू में बहुत आता है. और बाय द वे आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम द गूगल और फेसबुक और अमेजन, बट आई वर्क एज अ डेटा साइंटिस्ट इन ए कंपनी. आई जस्ट डू द रिमोट जॉब, so I'm not going to mentioning my company name. But I do a job in as a data scientist. Okay, so that's it from my side, and I try to make everything easier for you from my perspective, because I am also uh, I am also preparing myself for the Google interview, because I also have the dream to sit for the interview at Google's. So this is from my side actually. If you are also interested, if you are also try to be a Googleans, or if you want to be a Metayan, or if you are want to be a Memagians, so you can follow me. Okay, I just follow it. I just create it as my student perspective view. I'm not from the Google. I already told you that. So that's it for today. Now, I hope you enjoy this full tutorial and see what are the concepts that you're going to learn about that. In the next tutorial, we see the very first algorithm called the binary search. Namaste. Bye bye.